Right, here we can see the guild battlegrounds and our own guild in grey, and a headquarters area with our guild symbol, which cannot be conquered by any other guild. You will see each guild has a single province that is held by their shield and guild symbol, which they start from, which cannot be conquered by anybody else. Our own guild will always appear in grey, other guilds in different colours, and we can attack a sector by clicking on it. Anybody can attack a sector by attacking it and putting in the troops necessary to continue to perform a battle, and you need to be able to win that battle against the troops. I'm looking at the latest age troops there, so they're very much more powerful and difficult than lower level players would see. Or you can carry out negotiations, and when you click on negotiations you get the selection of a range of goods that are appropriate to the age that your city is in. So you carry out negotiations in exactly the same way as you would carry out negotiations in Guild Expedition. So it's exactly the same format. One of the other things you do need to bear in mind is, as you do a number of negotiations and a number of battles, you build up an attrition figure, so a level of attrition, which makes the next negotiation or battle that much more difficult, and adds a multiplier to the number of goods you need to use, or adds a percentage of difficulty to the army that you're going to fight against. So initially, low-level players doing this will only be able to get to an attrition of maybe 5 or 10 at maximum. My city's got an awful lot of bonuses and is a very well-developed city, so I tend to be able to max out to attrition of about 65 or 70, but things get very difficult. As you can see, an attack penalty, they have 679 percentage bonus on their attack and defense, and that makes fighting them that much more difficult. Certainly anybody in the early stages would not be able to do that. The other thing to be aware of is that KJD and I can mark sectors for targets that we want to attack. So if, say, I want to attack that sector, I want to be able to tell everybody in the guild that that's an area we're going to target. Then I set the focus, and you can see a focus indicator will appear. I can take it off, which makes it neutral, or I can put the ignore it, leave it alone, we don't want to attack that. Maybe we've got an agreement with that guild. So I'm going to take those focuses off. You can see there are a couple there that we've marked as ignore. If I click on them, the amount of points the guild is going to score is only 15 for that particular province or sector. If I click on this sector, the ones closer to the middle, the score gets higher, and the very center ones, the score is the highest. So every guild is going to try and home in on the center squares. Other things that are involved in guild battlegrounds are buildings, and we restrict access to these buildings because it costs quite a large amount of goods to create the buildings, and I'll do another video to explain the buildings. But early age players don't need to worry about the buildings and don't need to worry about exactly what they do. But where we've got something like a siege camp or a number of different siege camps, it reduces the rate at which attrition will increase. So this attrition figure that we saw up here will increase a lot slower when you've got certain types of buildings in place. And there are some defensive buildings as well that increase enemies' attrition when attacking one of our sectors. And the final thing to point out is the members' activity tells you what people have done in the list and how many negotiations they've got and how many fights they've taken place. So to take a sector, if we look at a sector that is underway at the moment, this would take 130 steps, of which we've done 67. Each fight, if we carry out a battle, gives us a single step, and each negotiation gives 2 steps, but only 1 on your attrition score. So if you're able to negotiate or you're not very good at fighting, negotiations are very good for progressing our territory and helping the guild. So hopefully that gave you a very quick guide to what Guild Battlegrounds is about and how we're going to progress as a guild. If you've got any further questions, then please ask, and we'll either make more videos or we'll answer them in the guild chat areas. Thank you.